was where we wanted to go.
This meeting is being recorded.
Okay, time being 5 p.m., I'd like to call this meeting to order. There was no closed session scheduled for this meeting. First, we have the traditional territory acknowledgement followed by a moment of silence. Council of the Township of Red Rock hereby acknowledges that we are on the traditional territory, the Robinson Superior Treaty, and that the land we gather on is home to the Red Rock Indian Band, the Anishinaabe, and the Métis people. Okay, administration advises that there's no new additions to the agenda. Do any members of council have wish to make any amendments?
No.
Okay, seeing none, can I have a mover and seconder for motion to approve the agenda as presented? Councillor McDonald. Councillor Park. Okay, all in favor? All hands rising, motion is carried. Are there any declarations of interest to disclose? Okay, seeing none. We have no presentation scheduled for this evening. There are no minutes to approve, no correspondence to review, and there are no reports from committees. First on the report is item 8.1, the rec center project tender recommendation. Do members of council have any questions? Ashley is here to answer or to assist the CAO. Councillor Tedesco.
I gather that the tender after this proposal will be going out, and will it be going out in several pieces, or will it be one whole project for the whole municipality, the rec center?
So the way this project is structured is this is just the engineering and contract administration. So it will work the same way that our water replacement project is going. So we'll then have a general contractor who will do most of the work and then sub out those specialties. The way JML has structured it in their proposal was that one general contractor would be hired to do just the accessibility, because that portion can be moved faster. So the municipal accessibility would be done this year, because the drawings and engineering requirements for that they're minimal compared to what's required with the recreation center. So the accessibility for the municipality would be one tender, and then the recreation center, everything that has to do with that, those two projects would be done under another tender. And JML would be doing the contract administration for both of those.
The recreation portion of it is going to be in several pieces, though, isn't it?
Yes, but there was
a roof, and there's going to be some infrastructure things going on as well.
yes.
Okay.
So there would be a general contractor for the recreation center, and then which would probably start towards the end of this year because of the amount of detailed drawings and engineering work that would be required to get that project shovels in the ground, essentially. So one general for the rec center, one general for the municipal building.
How long would you anticipate that the project would be before the shovels in the ground?
For the
Big project.
accessibility in the municipal building is this year.
Yeah.
So that would be this fall. For the recreation center. It all depends on what comes back and how the tender process goes. As we encountered with our water replacement project, some of those aspects did take a bit of time for negotiation. We're hoping to have things start happening in the recreation center by the end of this year, but depending on how the drawings go. And one of the issues that we do have with our recreation center is we don't have a whole lot of structural drawings that show all the plumbing, all the electrical, where things are and the levels they're at. So the engineering is going to determine what additional work has to be done as well. So ideally by the end of this year, but I'm expecting that the engineering component for the rec center is going to take a little bit longer than initially anticipated because we don't have the drawings to help them kind of have that head start.
You're saying that the engineering component is going to be by the end of this year, or is it shovels in the ground that might start by the end of this year?
Shovels in the ground could start by the end of this year, but there are smaller components such as the lighting on the exterior of the building, which could possibly done by the end of this year. So it's work being started in the sense of shovels in the ground.
Okay.
So
thank you.
smaller pieces could start by the end of this year.
Thank you.
Does anyone else have any questions of Ashley or Mark? Okay, is there a mover and seconder for motion to award the contract administration and engineering services to JML Engineering for the Recreation Center Rehabilitation Project in the amount of $142,450 plus HST? Councillor Tedesco. Councillor Park. All in favor? All hands rising, motion is carried. Okay, there are no new bylaws. There's no new business. And we don't have to go into camera. So the next item is the bylaw confirming proceedings of council. Can I have a mover and seconder for motion to pass the bylaw? Councillor Park, Councillor Muir. All in favor? Okay, motion is carried. This is quite a quick meeting. So time being 5:07. I'm calling the meeting adjourned.
Thank you.
Have a good night, everybody.
Good
Thanks,
night.
everyone.